so, mi, re, do. Do, re, mi, re, do. Do, re, mi, sol, la, so. So, mi, do, do, do. Do, la, do, mi, do. Do, do, la, do, mi, do. Do, re, mi, re, do. Mi, do, do, la, la. La, do, do, re, mi. Mi, re, do, la, do, do. Good job reviewing that low la with me. Thank you. Now I have a challenge for you, an extra challenge, and that is I'm going to show you hand signs first. You're going to think through the pitches, see if you can sing it on your own, and then I'll sing it with you to check it out, okay? Here's the first one, looks like this. You sing now, do. Should have sounded like do, re, mi, re, do. Good. Here's the next one, looks like. Your turn now, do. Good. Should have sounded like this. Do, mi, so, so. Here's the next one, looks like this. Ready, your turn, so. Good, here's the last one, looks like. Your turn now, do. Good, it should have sounded like do, la, do, re, do. Okay, great job trying out that challenge and seeing if you could figure out what the pitches should sound like for each example. Thanks so much for joining us today for music class. I hope you enjoy your lesson. So we've done bim bum before. Let's slowly start it to review as a warm-up, and we'll see if we can speed it up as we go and stick together. Here we go. Bim bum, biddy biddy bum, biddy bum, biddy biddy bum, bim bum. Bim bum, biddy biddy bum, biddy bum, biddy biddy bum, bim bum. Bim bum, biddy biddy bum, biddy bum, biddy biddy bum, bim bum. Bim bum, biddy biddy bum, biddy bum, biddy biddy bum, bim bum. Bim bum, biddy biddy bum, biddy bum, biddy biddy bum, bim bum. Bim bum, biddy biddy bum, biddy bum, biddy biddy bum, bim bum. Bim bum, biddy biddy bum, biddy bum, biddy biddy bum, bim bum. Bim bum, biddy biddy bum, biddy bum, biddy biddy bum, bim bum. Bim bum, biddy biddy bum, biddy bum, biddy biddy bum, bim bum. Bim bum, biddy biddy bum, biddy bum, biddy biddy bum, bim bum. Bim bum, biddy biddy bum, biddy bum, biddy biddy bum, bim bum. Bim bum, biddy biddy bum, biddy bum, biddy biddy bum, bim bum. Oh, I was so close to not messing up. Think you could do it just a tiny bit faster? Let's give it a shot. Here we go. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Bim bum, bitty bitty bum, bitty bum, bitty bitty bum, bim bum. Oh, almost. That one bim caught me, huh? Well, hopefully you were able to hang in and try it as fast as we did. If not, go back and give it another try and see if you can keep up and go that speed. You'll probably even do better than me because even I was messing up. I want to teach you an Australian folk song. What do you know about Australia already? Yeah, it's an island. It's its own continent. It's the only continent that's an island, like that, yeah, and its own country. Exactly, those are really interesting things. Has some of the most dangerous animals in the world. I've heard it's also really beautiful. I've never gotten to go, but I would love to go to Australia. I think it's such a cool country. Well, our song is about a kookaburra. So here's a picture of a kookaburra. So you know what we're singing about. Well, here's our song. Oh, and I forgot, you also need to know what a gum tree is. Here we go. Our song goes like this. Will you keep a steady beat with me? Sounds like this. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra, happy your life must be. Now, the kookaburra is sitting in the old gum tree, and we sing Merry, Merry King of the Bush. The bush is like the woods, the outback, untouched kind of ground, forest area in Australia, and that's what we're saying he's the king of, right? So this time as I sing the song and you are helping me keep a steady beat, will you help me listen for where might we hear some takadimis? That's what we're listening for, takadimis. Here it is, kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra, happy your life must be. All right, this time you're gonna be my echo to help learn the song. Did you find some takadimis? If not, by the time we're done, I bet you will. So keep on listening for those takadimis. Be my echo. Here we go. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra, happy your life must be. Very good, very good. Not a super tricky song. You think you can try the whole thing with me? Here we go. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra, happy your life must be. Very good on helping me learn that first verse of our song. Did you find the takadimis? Yes, every time we sing kookaburra, that has 4 sounds on one beat, right? Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. So all of the kookaburras are takadimis. There's one more place that has some. Let's sing it one more time. We'll watch that really steady beat, see if we can find it. Here we go. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra, happy your life must be. All right, did you find it? If you said sits in the, that's a good guess, but that's actually 3 sounds. Sits in the, or happy your, those are 3 sounds. So we need a place with 4 sounds on one beat. Do you remember where it was? Merry, merry. Yeah, merry, merry. We had 4 sounds on that one beat. So there's another takadimi there. Thanks for helping me get to know the first verse of Kookaburra and helping me find the takadimis. The second verse of Kookaburra goes like this. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, eating all the gumdrops he can see. Stop, Kookaburra, stop. Kookaburra, leave some there for me. Can you try that one with me? Here we go. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, eating all the gumdrops he can see. Stop, Kookaburra, stop. Kookaburra, leave some there for me. Yeah, great job, great job. We have one more verse and it goes like this. Here it is. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, counting all the monkeys he can see. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra, that's not a monkey, that's me. So we have those three verses. Let's try that third one together. Here we go. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, counting all the monkeys he can see. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra, that's not a monkey, that's me. Great work. All right, well, let's try all three verses in a row. If you want to grab an instrument to help play along with the beat to this song, I would love that. So go grab an instrument. We'll try our three verses all together. And then next time we sing this song, we're going to try to do it as a round, which will be really tricky, but I think really cool. All right, I've got my instrument. Do you have one? Here we go. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra, happy your life must be. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, eating all the gumdrops he can see. Stop, Kookaburra, stop. Kookaburra, save some there for me. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, counting all the monkeys he can see. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra, that's not a monkey, that's me. Oh, very good. I love that song. It always makes me laugh. I think it's really funny. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about Australia. If you didn't already know some things, you enjoyed getting to see and know the kookaburra and the gum tree. And I can't wait to do the song again with you so we can try it as a round. The Remarkable Farkle McBride by John Lithgow. Illustrated by C.F. Payne. Oh, pity the prodigy Farkle McBride. No matter what instrument poor Farkle tried, whether strumming or blowing, or drumming or bowing, his musical passions were unsatisfied. When Farkle McBride was a 3-year-old tyke, all freckly and bony and thin, he astonished his friends and his family alike by playing superb violin. He went reedly-deedly-deedly-dee with all of the strings at his side, reedly-deedly-deedly-dee, the remarkable Farkle McBride. But when he was 4, Farkle played it no more, in spite of his parents' beseeching. He shattered the records he used to adore. He smashed up his rosin, ripped up every score. He threw fiddle and bow to the living room floor as he shouted, "Enough of your screeching!" When Farkle was 5, his melodical gift once again bore rhapsodical fruit. The woodwinds inspired his spirits to lift, and he rapidly mastered the flute. He went roodly-toodly-toodly-too with all of the winds at his side, roodly-toodly-toodly-too, the remarkable Farkle McBride. But at 6, Farkle flung his flute into the lake, notwithstanding its lyrical trill. He stamped on the dock till you'd think it would break. "That's it," he exclaimed, "I've had all I can take. That tootling gives me a brutal headache. It's so wimpy and whiny and shrill." When Farkle was 7, a different sound rekindled his musical flame. He became the most expert trombonist around, and the boulevards buzzed with his name. He went vroop-a-de-doop-a-de-doop-a-de-doo with all of the brass at his side. Vroop-a-de-doop-a-de-doop-a-de-doo, the remarkable Farkle McBride. But at 8 he declared to his parents' despair, and as everyone else might have guessed, "I can't stand the trombone with its blat and its blare. That racket is more than my eardrums can bear. So return it or throw it away. I don't care. I despise it, just like all the rest." When Farkle was 9, both his father and Mum were bursting with pride and affection. For Farkle learned xylophone, cymbals, and drum, the entire percussionist section. He went boom, bash, clang-a-clash, all the clamor that he could provide. Tinkly-bing-bong, bumpity-crash, the remarkable Farkle McBride. But soon he fell prey to his usual gloom, despite all the praise and the flattery. First a sigh, then a sulk, then a frown, then a fume, then an ear-splitting tantrum that emptied the room. "I can't take it!" he bellowed, "the crash and the boom and the clang and the bang of the battery!" Poor Farkle at 10, howsoever renowned, reached the end of his musical tether. But then he discovered his favorite sound, musicians all playing together. It happened like this. The conductor caught cold on the day of a major recital. "You've got to replace him," young Farkle was told. "Your cooperation is vital." So he took the baton and he gave the downbeat, and kaboom! The foundations were shaken by glorious music, bombastic and sweet, that filled up the hall and spilled into the street. Music that brought the whole crowd to its feet from the instruments he had forsaken. They went reedly-deedly-deedly-dee, roodly-vroompity-bang. "Bravo!" all the spectators cried. "Deedly-doodly-doompity-clang!" the remarkable Farkle McBride. Since that sparkling night, Maestro Farkle McBride conducts all the instruments he ever tried. His happy heart sings to brass, drums, winds, and strings. And remarkable Farkle's at last satisfied.
The other week we practiced composing. Well, today I've gone ahead and I have composed the rhythm and melody for you. But your job now is to put the bar lines in the correct spots. So you have to count really carefully to know where to put the bar lines. We also have to pay attention to our time signature because that's what tells us how many beats we can have in each measure. So this time signature says 4, right? The top number is 4, so we can have 4 beats in each measure. So we have to count very carefully. 1, 2. Now is this 3 and 4 or just beat 3? Good, it's just beat 3 because remember a toddy is 2 sounds on 1 beat. So when you see this, this takes up 1 beat by itself. So let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means our bar line comes here. So we come over here, we pick up a bar line, we just drag it into the space. And now we know we have that there. We can double check ourselves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. What about Takadimi? How many beats is that? Yes, 1 beat. 4 sounds on 1 beat. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to add a bar line. Then we come down to the next row. 1, 2, because our half note is 2 beats long. So that can be tricky. You have to count really carefully. We have 2 beats here. 2, 3, 4, and then we need a bar line. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's the end. So do we put a regular bar line or a double bar line? That's right, we put a double bar line because it's the very end. We have to have that at the end to know it's the end. We should go back and double check, make sure we have 4 beats in each measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. We got it? 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4, double bar line for the end. Perfect. Now we can say and clap our rhythm. Ready, go. Ta, ta-dee, ta. Taka-dee-me, ta-dee, ta. Ta, taka-dee-me, taka-dee-me, ta-dee, ta. Great job. Now you're going to head to Schoology and do the same thing. It's a different rhythm for you, but I want you to count carefully and put those bar lines in the correct spot.